Year in 1994.
Here we go.
A year in which I was 5 and 6 years old. Mike was 4 and 5, and Luke was 2-ish. Luke, please give us the rundown of
This is one of my favorite things we do. Can I just say it's full of laughs
what
and
is
chaos.
defined as important in the year 1994. Please let us know.
Oh, I will let
Everything.
you know. Usually, I've been given note to skip over what I feel is important Green Day news in these music by years. But
This is a
year,
big year for Green Day.
This is Green Day's year. So get ready for your Green Day news, everybody.
1994 came up all green.
That's it. January 25th, we're going to start off the year with Alice in Chains. They released the EP Jar, and that was the first EP that ever made it to the #1 spot on the Billboard album charts.
Jar of Flies, yeah,
yes,
good album.
that was like the first EP that ever did that. I thought that was really amazing.
Yeah.
EPs were very popular in the 60s, and to have a kind of band release one that time, very interesting. February 1st, Green Day released their breakthrough album, Dookie, ushering in the 1990s punk revival. Gilman Street, all that good stuff, Operation Ivy. Green Day hit big with Dookie and gave it to the world.
They dropped that one on us.
They really dropped a bomb.
They blew it up, man.
February 11th, the 3 surviving Beatles got back together to record John Lennon's demo of Free as a Bird that would eventually get released on the anthology albums. But February 11th was the last time the Beatles got together and worked on something musically, 1994.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. March 1st, Selena,
Oh,
my queen.
how topical.
The first, she won a Grammy, her first Grammy, and I don't want to mispronounce the style of music she plays, but Chicano music, is that how you would say that?
If that's what you're reading, that is how it's pronounced.
Cool. So she was the first artist in that musical category to win a Grammy, and big, important, and also helped with her crossover success, and which she did her English albums later. So that happened. Nirvana played their final concert on the same day, March 1st, in Munich. And the 36 Grammys were also on that same day. And Whitney Houston.
The Bodyguard soundtrack.
Yep,
Yeah.
hit huge. And that was the big song of the year that year at the Grammys. Whitney Houston. I Will Always Love You.
Yeah.
March 18th. Daryl, this is for you, Jeff. Daryl Jones finally replaces Bill Wyman in the Rolling Stones in 1994. Shout
Bill
out-
needed to spend more time with his high school age girlfriend.
That's
Or
correct.
respect, wife.
High school age
Yeah, have some respect,
wife.
please.
And Daryl Jones,
Yes.
great bass player. He's been playing with the Stones.
Still playing with them.
Still playing
Awesome
with the
bass
Stones.
player.
Yeah.
Great bass player. Killer. I love Daryl Jones in the Stones. I wish they would have replaced Bill Wyman in 1980. And I'm a Stones guy. April 8th, some sad news. Kurt Cobain, rest in peace, passed away by suicide. April 11th, I thought this was one of the craziest facts I've ever read doing this show. The Offspring's Smash was released,
Yeah.
becoming the #1 independent record of all time. No other independent record has ever sold more copies than The Offspring Smash. It was released on Epitaph Records. The record label started by Bad Religion in the mid-'80s. Very fascinating, very interesting. I did not know that.
Multiple hits on that record.
Yes, come
Yeah.
out and play. It's just big. I could not believe it that was an independent record. Very, very cool. Michael, this one's for you. Pearl Jam files a complaint against Ticketmaster with the U.S. Department of Justice,
Trailblazers.
saying that the company has monopoly on tickets. So this has been going
The
on
fight continues.
forever.
The monolith will fall.
The monolith might fall, but Pearl Jam had a real hard time on it, and they were one of the biggest bands in
Didn't
the
you say they
world.
were playing high school gymnasiums at
Yeah,
one point
yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff because they just couldn't book actual
Yeah.
venues? They're just
venues? Yeah.
They would play anywhere.
And this was arguably their peak. This was after their third album had been released.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yikes.
pretty crazy.
Thanks, Eddie Vedder.
May 26th, Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley get married.
Wow.
So in the Dominican Republic of all places. So That was pretty interesting. May 27th, the Eagles get back together for better or worse and launched their Hell Freezes Over tour. Hell did not freeze over.
No.
You know. Also that year,
Can't freeze cocaine.
you can't, you can't freeze cocaine.
Nope. No, you
It's
can't.
so good. June 9th, iconic pop culture moment. Lisa Left Eye Lopez burns her.
Oh, her boyfriend's house.
Yep,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
burns
She was burning the sneakers in the bathtub, man.
on Jay Rison's shoes in the bathtub. That's what you get when you mess with a woman that knows her worth, and she burnt that whole house to the ground.
I watched that Behind the Music episode. I
It's-
remember
it's a
that.
good Behind the Music.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
It's really good. Somehow I never feel bad for the house or the guy in that situation. I don't know
No.
why. So that happened. You know, what else do we got here? Woodstock 94 happened on August 12th
Oh.
through the 14th. Green Day played, Metallica, Bob Dylan, Chili Peppers, Nine Inch Nails, Get
Yeah,
Thrown
yeah.
Mud, one of the best sets.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody that was mudslinging at the show, you know, probably had a better set. I think Primus has a really good one too.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, very good set.
And so that was your musical year. Kind of trails off in the August. Nothing really else kind of happens for the year, but a lot of it's the rise of the punk underground coming up into the mainstream
Yeah.
that had been like, happening in the 80s with your Black Flags and your Meat Puppets and Sonic Youth and all that stuff. It really came to the mainstream. People were buying into it. And, that was it. Michael Jackson was getting married. Lisa Left Eye Lopez is burning shoes. Hell froze over.
I would say 94 is like probably the year that alternative rock really became the number one thing in music. Like, huge. Because grunge was kind of its own thing, but then the poppier type of stuff.
Yeah, kind of started
Green
to...
Day is a little poppier. Offspring's a little poppier. Bush is a little poppier. Stone Temple Pilots are cranking.
Yeah.
And I would also probably say this is the last era of what I would say is like a band's era of having like big bands on the radio,
Yeah.
crossover big pop bands, that kind of thing. I think this is like the first like dying thing of that happening, and then kind of pushing out, and you get your post grunge, and now bands don't really exist that much anymore in that kind of
In
pop
music, yeah.
in the pop form. So very interesting, very interesting. Let's get down to...
Do we have our hit albums and songs,
Oh, I
Luke?
forgot to give you your top 10, but I will look it up for you right now.
Because this is I will say, a banner year in albums. When I was looking, for me personally,
so
I'm looking
many,
at,
man.
at
Holy cow.
albums I love from '94, and it's like splitting hairs between those top 5, 6.
I
really.
have the top
Okay.
10.
Selling albums.
Nope, this is the Billboard. I have the Billboard end of the year
Yeah,
Hot
yeah.
100.
Right. Oh,
I
okay.
will get
songs.
the albums right after this.
Okay, so songs in '94.
Songs in 1994, starting
Celine
with
Dion.
number 10, end of the year. Oh my God! Oh, you guys are gonna love this top 10. Don't Turn Around at number 10 by Ace of Base. Don't turn around.
It's the soundtrack to my childhood.
Oh,
Waiting
see,
in
that's
line at TJ Maxx.
that's one of the lesser Ace of Base songs.
It definitely is.
but it's good. Okay.
Just in case, you wanted some more Ace of Base, coming in at number 9, Ace of Base
The
with
Sign.
All That She
That
Wants.
She Wants. Yeah, okay.
That's the one.
That's the one.
I love that one.
These are really bringing back my childhood here. So All That She Wants is at number 9. Number 8 is All for Love by Brian Adams, and Rod Stewart and Sting. I don't know this song.
Yo, what a
You know this
what
song?
a lineup!
All-star
Schmaltz.
lineup.
You guys know this song?
God. Barry Manilow wasn't on that thing.
Oh,
Jesus
Brian Adams,
Christ.
Rod Stewart, and Sting, All
Oh
for
my
Love.
God.
I've
my
never
It's
heard of this
three.
song.
It's 3 shirtless, slightly sweaty guys like singing a ballad.
Oh, it's
I've
gotta
never
be.
heard it, but I can imagine.
I've
The world's
never heard
first
it either.
supergroup.
Good
What
Lord.
about at number 7 here, Breathe Again by Tony Braxton?
Oh, I liked me some Tony Braxton.
Yeah, nice low voice.
Oh,
Do you,
so
do you know
good.
this song? I don't know this song.
I don't know that song.
Maybe if I heard
yeah,
it,
if I
I'd
heard
recognize it, but I don't. By the title, I don't recognize it.
Oh, at number 6 here, Stay, I Missed You by
Lisa Loeb.
Lisa Loeb.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
very much a 90s
Big
hero.
alt rock type.
Speaking of hero, number 5 is Hero by Mariah Carey, which I don't really
Yeah.
know that song either.
When a hero comes along.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Number 4,
Shattering glass.
Power of Love by Celine Dion.
Yeah, I see. This was a big Celine Dion year.
Celine Dion.
Power of Love, man.
Number 3, I'll Make Love to You, Boys to Men.
Oh, come on.
Off of 2 excellent album.
And this could is its counterpart right here. I Swear by All for One.
Oh, it's so good.
Crazy good. And number 1, what's the number 1 song in 1994, guys?
I don't know.
We named all the Ace of Base songs except
The Sign.
The Sign is the number 1 song.
Ace
in
of
the
Base
top
had 3. Go Ace of Base.
Ace of Base is the Beatles of the 90s.
Okay, or at least of 1994.
Oh my goodness, 3. Well, yeah, man. If you think about it, I mean, there's a reason like that.
So they had one album.
Yeah.
I assume all
yes.
3 were on one album.
Yeah.
It's the album with the green cover.
Mm.
It's like a green spirally cover.
Okay.
But it really is. That's the sound. I mean, that's the soundtrack to my childhood, man. That Ace of Base stuff.
Big skating songs.
The best-selling albums
Those were the days, weren't they? Gosh.
Just skating around.
of 1994.
Okay.
Here we go.
albums.
Best-selling albums in 1994. At number 10, Pink Floyd's "The Division Bell"
Oh.
Bong.
was released that year.
Congratulations, David Gilmour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You did it.
I think
On your own at that.
you did that on your own. I think I like it better than the final cut.
And better than the one with all the beds on the cover.
Yes.
Momentary lapse of
oh,
reason.
so much better than that one.
It was
too.
a long lapse of reason.
Yes.
It was not momentary.
Number 9, we
Yeah.
have Nirvana's "Unplugged,"
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Big-
surprised it's not higher.
big
Yeah.
from that year. Number 8 is "2" from Boys to
Yeah.
Men. Big album.
Boys to men.
No Need to Argue by the Cranberries at number 7.
Okay.
Like that. Great. I love this record so much. Crazy Sexy Cool
Yeah.
by TLC.
Tear Falls, baby.
Number 6, Jade. My sister definitely had that
I'm
record.
surprised
growing
that's
up.
not higher too.
Number 5 is a soundtrack. What's the soundtrack? And it's not The Bodyguard.
Sound singles?
Uh,
No, 94.
It's albums.
No, but it's a
This movie came out
called
in
Singles.
1992.
Ooh.
Oh, it came out in 92. I have no idea.
The
Though.
Lion King soundtrack was the
Whoa.
fifth
Wow.
best-selling album
No,
of
that came out.
1994.
That movie was in 94.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
94?
yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was 92. I thought it was 92.
Yeah. I have that CD.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Elton John,
I
killing it.
had it.
Multiple versions of Elton John songs on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Number 4 is Mariah Carey's Christmas album, Merry
Ah.
Christmas, the Queen of Christmas herself.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Number 3, Bon Jovi's Crossroad. I don't know any of the songs on here. I
don't
probably
know any
do.
of the songs, but I know. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you know why? This is the best of Bon Jovi. That's why. His greatest hits album is called Crossroad. So the Bon Jovi's greatest hits was the 3rd best-selling album.
I
in
love when
1994.
there's greatest hits like 7 years into an artist's career. It just is so.
The man writes
so
hits,
good.
Jeff. It's
I
just is
think-
what it is.
I know.
Back in the day, I think like the Kinks have a greatest hits album, and they have like 3 albums out. Like when they
Yeah.
used to do that.
Right,
You're
right,
like, what? Green Day.
Dukes.
Dookie.
Number 2.
Dukes.
What's the
Wow.
best-selling album of 1994? What do we got?
I don't know.
It's not a rap album. It's too early for rap.
Nope. I thought this album was bigger the year after, but apparently it sold a lot
Oh,
in its
Alanis
infancy.
Morissette.
No.
No.
Cracked Review by
Oh, that
Hootie
was- that
and
was
the
gonna be my
Blowfish.
next one.
Oh.
That did come out in 94. Yeah.
That came out in
Yeah.
94.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that album really actually blew up the next year
Right,
in a
right.
big way, but I think Hold My Hand was still like a strong single on the initial year of the album's release. Right? Hold My Hand was the first single
I'm
of
not
that.
Hootie.
I like the sad song. What's that one called?
Oh,
Let Her Cry.
Yeah, let her cry. Last night I woke up alone.
That's a good
Had
one.
note saying by the
I have
phone,
that CD too.
Saying, baby, I'll be
oh,
back
that's sitting over here somewhere in
Excellent.
this basement.
It holds up.
Mama,
Does it hold up?
It holds up, man.
I think so.
There was that mid 90s like alternative rock, heavy hitting shit was big, but also that like folky like Wallflowers, Matchbox 20.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where strummy guitar shit.
I love it. I love that record.
All right,
Well-
our favorite of 1994.
Yes, so we chose ours.
I'm gonna hit you. I'll count down a couple. So some honorable mentions that I considered highly. Super Unknown by Soundgarden, considered highly. Downward Spiral by Nine Inch Nails, considered highly. Ready to Die, Notorious B.I.G. I thought about. Illmatic by Nas, I thought about. But number 1 for me, honestly, we talk shit about this band all the time, but it's a self-titled debut Blue album by Weezer. It's my number one of 1994. It's just a classic. It's a perfect 10 album. It's like a perfect debut. It's a perfect mid-90s alt punky, rocky, classic rock, Cars type of throwback thing.
Producer Rick Ocasek of the Cars.
It's excellent, and it holds up. Out of the 90s albums that I think about when I think of 90s alt-rock albums, it's one of the big three alongside The Color and the Shape by Foo Fighters and Third Eye Blind's first album. It's a classic. I think it's 10 tracks. It's no fat. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Hits. There's like 4 hits.
Great album
awesome.
opener and closer as well. Opening with My Name is Jonas and ending in Only in Dreams. Crazy good. Jeff is correct. This is a perfect 10 album. Strongly agree. Great album of 1994. So good. Weezer's Blue.
So that's
Love
my
it.
choice.
Great
Killer.
pick.
Great pick. My pick is going to be, same thing that Jeff did. Like, I was looking at the list, and I'm like, Illmatic was one that came up. Even still, like, I like the Division Bell by Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
I
sure.
do like that record. Grace, Jeff Buckley was on that list too. Like, that was there, and all that stuff. But for me, my personal, in my heart, number one is Ready to Die by Notorious B.I.G. It's just one of those things, man. It was, we got Biggie in basically in 2 albums. We had this, and then we had Life After Death. And this one for me, between the 2 of those, is really the one. You have Easy Mo B on here. You have DJ Premier on here. You got Puffy doing the Puffy thing and all that. But
distracting backing, talking.
All
Oh,
up in the
man.
music
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just in like one headphone the whole time.
Yeah.
You can hear him so loud.
Can't stop.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, songs from Gimme the Loot to Machine Gun Funk to Warning, One More Chance is great.
Juicy's on this.
Juicy's on this, amazing. Big Papa, Respect. Even the album closer, Suicidal Thoughts, is just so crazy, and it's this suicide note that he's like rapping about, and at the end he does, he kills himself in the song anyway. And it's just one of those things. It's just, it's big. It's Notorious B.I.G. There's not really much you can say beyond that. You know what I mean? It's representing Brooklyn. It's representing New York. As that city that was producing this type of hip hop and rap. And he was a game changer and just an incredible voice and an incredible influence and all that. And Illmatic's great. And to some it's better, but for me it's not. It's Ready to Die.
Underrated concept album too. Very sneaky.
Right. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Interesting. And very much. Even songs like Juicy, where it's like, it's clearly a single, and stuff like that. And then he's always shouting out Brooklyn. He's always like, throwing flowers to like the people who he cares about and his, and his friend group and all that stuff too. So it's just, that's the one for me.
Right on.
Yeah.
Biggie's defining statement of 1994.
Yep.
Love it. I'm going to shout out some albums I was considering. Jeff took Weezer's Blue. I'm going to hit you with something else, but that's like the golden pick right there. Shout outs is definitely Jeff Buckley's Grace. Love that record. Absolutely flawless. Nirvana's Unplugged. Really, really love that record. Thinks it's amazing. Johnny Cash's America recordings.
Okay.
that started in 94.
Started in
Yeah.
94.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Danzig track he does on there called 13 that he wrote for Johnny Cash. Great tune. I think it's my favorite song on that record. And that started that off. Also, wanted to shout out one more. Lives Throwing Copper.
Oh, yes.
Love this record.
Yeah.
All Over You, Shit Town, I Alone, Lightning Crashes, a big record. One of my sister's boyfriends brought it into the house, and it never really left our lives, and I really loved it, and I had it on cassette in my first car as well because of that. Really loved it. But I am going to choose Sublime's Robin the Hood, the second album by Sublime. This is in my heart. There are albums on here, again, I do this almost every time, that are more critically loved, but this is one that I really love and I think is a great album, and I'm going to tell you why. So, 40 Ounces to 40 Ounces to Freedom, the Sublime debut, has everything kind of you would want from Sublime on there, and it's a great record. Robin the Hood is a challenging record that is mostly representative of like these long dub tracks, reminiscent of Lee Scratch Perry. So it's kind of like Sublime does a Lee Scratch Perry record. Songs of note on here that I think are great. Greatest Hits, Sublime Classic. This is a kind of normal song in a way, and it describes, Sublime's what they're doing on a daily basis. Saw Red also on here, featuring a young Gwen Stefani before No Doubt had blown up. They were another Long Beach band that played with Sublime all the time, and Gwen Stefani gets her classic like ska punk duet with Bradley Knowles, and they created one of the best songs ever, Saw Red. Check out the acoustic version and electric version of Pool Shark on here. Really, really good. And then if we're going to go into that weird dub shit, which I love, Lincoln Highway Dub is one of the best things on here. Really spacey, really loopy, super dubby. Also shout out to I Don't Care Much for Reggae, which has a little kid, like, they're listening to reggae outside, like, it sounds like on a stoop, and this little kid walks up, and he's like, I don't really care much for reggae, and they kind of, like, dub that over and over again. Also, shout out to Secret Tweaker Pad STP. This is a hardcore Sublime album. If you're not that into Sublime, you're going to hate this record. It also has the ramblings of a schizophrenic man on here that theme the whole record in together, so... yeah, if you're into Sublime, try it out. It's their most hard to get into, but I think one of the most rewarding and very true of who they were.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like any of their other releases that are very big and like poppy almost.
Right.
This is like the underground punk rock record that they recorded in their garage. So
Cool.
Check it out. Robin the Hood.
Yeah, what are your favorite albums from 1994? Let us know in the comments below. Did we miss something? Do you think our selections are bogus? Let us know. Write it down.
Write it down.
Write it down. Scratch
Mail
it
it.
down. Mail it to
P.O.
us.
Box.
And mail it to Who Gives a Shitville, because we're right and you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
No. You put that in the comment section, and then you let us know in a strongly worded comment.
Yes, thank you
Please
very
and thank
much.
you.
Yeah, so anyway, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back.
We're going to review a record.
We're going to review a record. We'll be right back.
Norman fucking Rockwell.
Norman fucking